Alright, guys, I just finished watching episode 36 of Love Island Season 7, which was the grand finale. And what a journey it has been. 6 weeks ago, 10 strangers joined this villa in Fiji in what we call Love Island. And temptation after temptation tried to break up any happy homes. And the bombshells were definitely dropping motherfucking bombs to try to break up these situationships. And we, the people, America, fell in love with each and every one of them. Maybe not each and every one of them, but most of them. Let me just preface this by saying I am under the weather, which is probably why I'm talking the way I'm talking, and I'm just tired. I've been traveling, I've been working, and on top of that, I got really sick. I'm feeling a little more better than yesterday, so I tried to muster up some energy to watch because I wanted to see the finale, even though it was a little late. And I wasn't going to do the review, but I'm like, why? If I've been doing all the reviews, let me show up just like the island has been showing up, and the viewers been showing up, and we the people been showing up. So that's giving me the energy I need to get through this review. So by now, I'm sure most of you have seen the grand finale and you know who the winner is, but we're gonna talk through it and get to the winner at the end. This episode starts with Iris and Pepe talking, and she just she never expected to end up here with Pepe. And she's like, but you were my best friend. You were my friend from the beginning, and you're still my best friend. And I'm excited to see what's gonna happen outside of the villa. They've grown on me. You know what it is with me. If you've been watching my reviews, how certain couples I haven't been clicking with, I was, let's say, already used to their regular coupling. So when they were broken up to get into someone new, it was like, oh, I just wasn't feeling most of them. Some of them I were, but some I was like, no, this is fake. She or he should have been with this one, and da da da. So I've had to take some time to grow and connect with the newer couples, as I'm sure some of you have as well, and some of you just love them automatically. By the way, Chris made a comment, the Casa guys made it to the end, and I didn't even realize that. I'm like, yo, that's true. They were all Casa Amor. They weren't even, Brian and Chris. And even Pepe was a bombshell. He was an original cast member. Nick is the only original cast member there, from the male. So I thought that was interesting that I didn't even realize that. I mean, there's just so much going on in this villa that some things are just gonna slip through the crack. But so the guys get ready to sleep, and because tomorrow's the big last day. This is their last night in the villa, and I'm like, oh my god, it kind of made me emotional because if you think about it, we all slept with them. Not in that sense, but we're watching, we're growing with these people, we're forming friendships, even though it's one-sided because they don't know who the hell we are, but we are loving and falling in love with them as people or hating them as people or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And even the ones we don't really like, we're still connecting and building this bond, which is crazy because it's a show. But that's how it is with reality TV. You feel like you know the people because you're getting a big piece of them. Granted, there's also another side of them you don't know, but you are seeing quote-unquote real life unfold. So it made me emotional. I'm like, oh my God, it's our last night. And, they get into a play fight, a pillow fight. And Chris throws a pillow at Huda and it hits her on the nose. So Huda is, oh my God, my nose, whatever. And he's like rolling his eyes like, here she go again or whatever. She goes to the bathroom. He doesn't check on her. So I'm already seeing little things where I'm like, yeah, he's done. But she comes out with a bandage on his nose and he says he's sorry, whatever. They get in bed, but he's pretty much knocked out. And Hood is trying to get affection and attention, and she's tapping, and he's not having it. He's essentially ignoring her at first. And she's like, you better turn around. I'm gonna count 3, 2, 1. And he's like, bro, I'm tired. I don't want to be tired and sleepy tomorrow. So Hood is like, if not cuddling me is worth me being upset tomorrow, then that's the battle you choose. Congratulations. I'm just like, oh my God, like, Huda, why are you constantly doing this? Why are you doing this again? You're already at the end. Like, just, you don't want to cuddle, then stop. Just stop. Like, I love you, Huda. I love you. Like, I do. I grew to love Huda and her ways and everything. But she just does too much sometimes. And I've been saying it from the jump. She needs to go to therapy and work through whatever it is that she has. I don't know if it's abandonment issue. I don't know if it's whatever it is. She needs to figure that out, because the way she handled these men on this show, or rather her emotional reaction to these men on the show, and even the women too, like she was just very, very emotional about everything. She also has this thing where she's acting like these men's moms. Like, you're not their mom. They're a human being too, and they're grown ass men. Like, I don't know, but I just was like, this is crazy. But I already knew that episode where they got into it about the public display of affection, and she just wasn't trying to hear him, and he wasn't happy with her not doing that. You could tell he had that glazed look in his eye, like, checked out, I'm done, this is not working. So I already knew that this just wasn't a situation that was really gonna work, but we're gonna get into that in a minute, because for those of you who felt that way, we got our confirmation, even though we didn't really need it because we could tell. But in a minute, let's go down the list. So then they get a text that the Islanders will be leaving the villa for their final date. So obviously each couple is gonna have their final date today, and the guys are helping Nick get ready because he's the first date with Olandria, and they're getting ready and whatever. They get ready, they end up on a little boat. They go to this little island and they're walking to the beach in the sand, looking romantic, and they're finding messages in a bottle. And so these messages are from America, us, the viewers. I don't know where they got the messages from. Like, maybe it was tweets or posts on TikTok. I'm not specifically sure where they got the messages from, but it's from the viewers. So that was sweet for them to see, and they found out about the whole Nicolandria being a thing for a while, so that was nice. Then they roll up on this like picnic setting on the sand with pink flowers and fruits, and it looked really nice. They sat, they talked about just their relationship with love, and what they've experienced in love with love in the past, and just what they see coming into the future as far as them outside of the villa. Then they do this little small hike, like up a mountain type of thing or cliff type of thing, and they find one last bottle, or two I think, and one is a letter from Nick's dad, and as you know, Nick's dad didn't come to the family day. So he just essentially saying, being friends and growing into love is the right way to do it, because that's how him and his mom did it, and he approves of Alandria. Nick is crying, and I'm like, wow, this is so sweet. Then Alandria gets a letter from her sister. She bawling to the point the makeup is dripping. So they had that little sweet moment. That was cute. And then these epic shots of them on top of this mountain, like the drone shots and the kissing and the ocean and the view and Fiji, and oh my god, just me as a videographer and editor, I'm just like, this shit is epic. This is how you do a final date, at least, because they're not seeing, well, I guess they are seeing the view from up there, but they're not seeing the view we're seeing. So when they see that, that's gonna be dope to see it from another angle, like from an outsider's view. So then Iris and Pepe go on their date. They go on a yacht. I think that was a yacht because it had the white triangle thing. And he actually owns a boat, she said, or he told her. I don't remember who told who, but he owns a boat, so they plan on doing that. They jump off the boat, do some snorkeling, which is always fun. And, then it's time to chill out, and they chill out on the yacht, pop a bottle of champagne, and they're just talking about their journey. And Pepe's like, he knows that she likes to spend quality time with her partner, and he does too, so he plans on driving over so that they can do that when they're outside in the world. I don't remember where Pepe lives, but apparently he lives somewhere drivable that he can drive to California, because I believe she's in California. And so that was nice. And Iris said that this was probably her best day ever in life. So that says a lot. They grew on me. As you know, if you've been watching my reviews, they were one of the ones where I just wasn't like clicking with, but they're growing on me. I like them. They're really sweet. And now we come up to Chris's date. Huda and Chris. So when they get the text that it's their date, Chris has the zoomies. He's running around. He's excited. Huda's excited, and I'm watching it filled with anxiety because I'm like, oh my god, I just don't see this going well. I just, I just don't. They both have a lot of things they want to say that they're scared to say to each other, and I'm just like, oh my god. And of course, on one hand, it can come out, it can go good, but I just already knew. I knew it wasn't going to. And well, the date happens. The setup is beautiful. It's like a table on a platform floating in the water, and they have to walk on these little rocks to get to the table, like on the water. So Chris carries her over, puts her in the chair, they sit. So in the midst of this beautiful candlelight dinner, they start talking, and Chris basically they're basically talking about what they've talked about already. He's talked about the PDA thing, her not giving him respect, her being pushy last night when he didn't want to cuddle. He just wanted to sleep. And even in all of this, him talking, she constantly was trying to interrupt, and he's like, "Let me talk." Like, and I'm like, "Oh God, this is just not." Oh, Huda. Then she says she feels rejected, but she's basically not even owning up to her ways. And it's like, damn, Huda, like, that's the part that annoys me. I mean, she was doing it a little bit after the whole Jeremiah thing. Chris, the situation with her and Chris taught her a lot, and she did change a lot, but there was still a lot of qualities that she still had there, and maybe they were hidden or not being pushed to the forefront just yet until she got more comfortable. So we started seeing those things. So yes, she changed a little, but she still had some of her old ways, and it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate, and I could tell Chris was checked the hell out. It was basically like a boxing match. They were throwing jabs at each other, trying to, and not necessarily jabs, but just trying to, I know this, know this, know this, know this. I don't want to hear this. And that doesn't work that way. You're never going to get to a compromise, to a resolution, or anything in a situation like that. So basically, Chris is like, look, just tell me what you want to do, and we'll go about it the right way. It seemed like, well, not seemed like, Chris basically said he knew what she was feeling. So he was like drinking his champagne, like, yeah, just tell me, man, just tell me. And she's like, we don't really have no time here in the villa. I don't know how this is going to be long distance. And he's like, I feel like I know where you're leaning towards, so just say it. And then a singer comes to sing them a beautiful song and interrupts the date. I'm like, oh my God, this is just a disaster. The singer leaves, and so Huda is like, I think we should just be friends. And he's like, cool. No hard feelings. I was just waiting for you to say that. Like, it was like he ain't give a damn. And he probably does give a damn a little bit, but as I said earlier, he was checked out. He was done with all this. It's just too much for some people. Some people cannot handle all that. It's a lot. It's draining. And I think he was drained emotionally with Huda. So then Huda's like, so are you able to still be cool, funny, and not, be weird? And he's like, no, I need to not like you anymore. And felt that with my chest, because, baby, if I like you and it don't work out, I can't be your friend. Not right now. I need some time to not like you anymore. I need to get over you. Out of sight, out of mind, whatever it is. So I felt that with my chest. So then, he's like, oh, I can't take this no more. He gets up and leaves. But then he comes back because she's crying naturally. And naturally, I don't mean naturally like she always cries, which she does. But I mean naturally, it's a situation where even if it don't work, it's hard. You know what I mean? That's affairs of the heart. Like, that's not something, a heart is fragile. And so, rightfully so, that she was getting emotional. So he comes back. He's like, why are you crying? Whatever. And she's like, are you going to carry me or am I going to walk? And he's like, I ain't going to carry you. I don't know why that was funny to me. It was slightly disrespectful, I thought. But at the same time, it was like, I feel you. you feel in a certain way right now. Right now, you don't want to be the gentleman. So, I mean, I get it. So, he decides he was going to guide her off, but she looked like she wasn't having it. So, he walked away. So, she takes off her heels. She goes, grab the champagne bottle, and I'm like, oh, Lord, Huda, don't do it. I'm just kidding. I knew she wasn't. Well, I didn't know, but I'm just kidding. So, she pours a glass, and then she walks on the rocks and goes back to the villa, and the islanders already could tell something is up, so they're like, uh-oh. And they just update each other. Huda talks to the girls and tells them, and Chris talks to the guys and tells them, and yeah, I mean, we saw it coming. It seemed like they were going to really work out for a minute, but then it just, after that whole PDA thing, that really messed up everything for them, I think, and it sucks, but it is what it is. So then the last date is Amaya and Brian. Their little date was interesting. It looked like a living room setup in the jungle or the beach. They had the sofa and stuff, a Polaroid camera, champagne, and a photo album. So they go through the album. When they open it, it has baby pictures of Brian, then baby pictures of Amaya, and just pictures throughout with family and friends of them growing up to their older teenage years, which is, that is like a perfect conversation starter, because you can really find out a lot more about a person through those type of stories and stuff of their upbringing. And it made me so emotional, I cried. But, you know, I cried just because of their love and the growth of it and the growing and getting closer of it. And then also because I'm the same way with holidays. Like, they were talking about holidays and Christmas, and Amaya's like, every holiday I take off, I'm with my family. And he's like, he's the same way. And I'm like that too. It must be a Latin thing, because I'm Boricua and they're Dominican. But I mean, I know all kind of ethnicities celebrate holidays too, but I'm just saying. And then the other side of me got emotional because it made me think, like, wow, am I ever going to find this connection? I think a lot of the reason why America connects with this show is because they too are finding love, wanting to find love, desiring love, or just wanting to share that experience of their love and seeing it with other people. So that made me emotional, and it was just a really sweet date. And then Amaya sees a picture of her dad, and she breaks down, and she's like bawling, and she tells Brian, like, with you, my tears are never out of sadness. They're like happy tears. And I'm like, oh my God, because we've seen all that Amaya has gone through on this show. Like, Amaya has gone through so much, so many situations that didn't work, so many people misunderstanding her, essentially talking down on her sometimes. Like, she had been through so much emotionally. And to her to find someone who letting her rock, letting her be, like, everybody wants that. Everybody wants someone that they can be themselves with and not be judged, criticized, or reprimanded for. So it made me emotional because I was just so happy for, ooh, I'm about to, let me drink a little water before I start. So then Brian tells her he wants to make things exclusive because he wants to grow with her outside of the village. He loves her little zoomies and in the morning, and how she makes everyone's day brighter. And it was just, oh, they are so cute. And I really, at this point, I mean, I already said I wanted them to win. Originally, I wanted Ace and Shelly to win. Once Shelly and Ace left, I wanted Amaya and Brian to win. Amaya Papaya for the win! But the show is not over, so you don't know what the hell could happen on Love Island USA. So then the morning comes, and the girls get to have their R&R, their rest and relaxation day. Remember, the guys had their basketball day, so now the girls are able to leave the villa and have a day. Shit, I need a spa day. All the freaking meltdowns, 6 weeks of meltdowns, headaches, up and down, roller coaster emotions, anxiety, like, I was drained and stressed the hell out. I think I'm gonna go for a massage tomorrow, especially because I'm feeling sick and tired anyway. So then it is actually the finale. The guys come out looking sharp with their suits, dapper. Then the girls come out one by one. Huda comes out first in this skin tight purple glitter dress. She looked bad as hell. Yo, Huda is bad. Even Chris was like, whoo, hot damn. And then Amaya comes out with her quirky, pretty self with her, I think she had a pink glitter dress. She's just so pretty and fun. Iris comes out in a silver glitter dress, and Alondria came out looking like an Egyptian goddess or something. She had like a gold piece top. It kind of looked like metal, but I don't think it was. And then a black long dress. I'm like, all right now, queen, all right now. So then they toast and dance, and then they have to go up one by one on the little platform to read each other the letters they wrote for each other. Really sweet messages. Everybody had sweet messages and touching. Amaya and Brian's message was so emotional, made me cry again. I'm like, ay Dios mío, I can't. Ay Dios mío means, oh my God, for those who don't know Spanish. Then it was Huda and Chris, and they were really respectful and sweet. Huda said, Chris showed her what a real man is about, that it's more than physical, it's about emotional connection. Chris was very sweet and uplifting with his letter to her, said how she's a great mom and she deserves the world. And she cried and everybody was all emotional. It was really, really nice, especially since their date didn't really end on great terms. So then Ariana arrives and she talks to each couple, but they're talking about stuff we already know, like stuff that they talk to each other about, like outside of the villa, what they're gonna do, and just their journey so far and all that good stuff. So then they have to stand one by one on these heart-shaped platforms. So the four of them are up there. So you got Amaya and Brian, Chris and Huda, Nick and Olandria, and Iris and Bebe. The final four. I wanted Amaya and Brian to win, of course. And then, of course, comes the moment of truth. The winner of Love Island USA 2005 is... I'm acting like y'all don't really know because this shit is late. This review is late. Y'all already know who it is. But anyway, the winner is Amaya, Papaya, and Brian. Woo! They were screaming and getting the zoomies. She dragged Brian with her. She was running around the villa and she was really shocked. So that was just such a cute moment to see and experience with them. I was so happy for them. And then Amaya's like, to everyone out there who's misunderstood, don't settle for nobody. There's someone out there who's gonna love you for you. Thank you, Amaya. Thank you, because that's for me, right? It's for a lot of us. I know. I ain't even gonna. I get it. But it is not over. For those of you who didn't know, because I wouldn't have known if I didn't see a video about a week ago that. Well, let me explain it. So we think the winner's the winner. No. There is a twist. Love Island's going to be Love Island and try to break up a happy couple, even at the end of the damn competition. So Ariana's like, I have two envelopes. One is with $0 and one with the $100,000 prize. You guys will pick, Amaya and Brian. Whoever gets the 100K will decide if they were really here for love or for money. Meaning, they would keep the money, or if they were here for love, they would split it with their partner. Messy. Just messy as hell. So, I'm sure for people who didn't know that twist, that was a really good twist. That's the only bad thing about social media. It will ruin shit for you. Like, I found out who won while I was out working. Like, why? But anyway, it doesn't matter. So, they pick, Amaya gets 0. Brian gets the 100K. So Brian's like, this isn't even a question to me. All I keep hearing is my dad saying money is important, but it isn't everything. So of course I'm gonna split it, which I knew, of course, we knew, but you also never know, but we knew. So they hug, it was sweet. All the Islanders come hugging, but Ariana said, this is not the end. This is not the last time you guys will be together. And they're like, what? She's like, you're all gonna be reunited at the Love Island 2005 reunion in New York City. August 25th on Peacock. I will be there. You will be there. You will be there. We will all be there to watch. So I'm excited for that. They were excited too. And at first I was thinking, why so far away? But I guess 2 months is a good amount of time just to see if people are still connected, if they parted or whatever updates, between them. So that's going to be fun and interesting. And yeah, so it ended and then they all decided to run into the pool with their fancy clothes and everything, fireworks. So that was a sweet moment. As I said, all of America, we grew with these people. We formed connections, as I said, which are one-sided because they don't know who the hell we are. And we grew to love these people, and I'm going to miss them. And I know you guys are going to miss them. But the good thing with social media is we're able to follow them and see, whoever we connected with most. We can follow them, see their journeys, and support them in what they do. There was a video of them coming out of the airport, and I can tell Huda and Nick are gonna be the ones to love and play around with this whole fame thing. Like they were having fun with the fans at the airport, and it's just a bittersweet thing. This has been a journey, and like I said, I need a spa day, and I think I'm gonna actually give myself one because I'm really exhausted. Like this took an emotional toll on me. It really did. And if any of you agree, let me know in the comments because I know I'm not crazy. I mean, I know I'm not crazy because I would see TikToks and stuff, and I was agreeing with y'all, and some of y'all were agreeing with me, and some of us didn't agree, but we all came together to agree or disagree. And yeah, until the next show. I don't know. This was my first time doing reviews. It was kind of cool. It is time consuming and emotionally draining, as I said, but maybe another show. I don't know. You guys, if you want to see more reviews and you recommend new shows, because this was new for me, I had never seen Love Island. So just let me know in the comments and we'll connect more that way. But also connect with me on my other stuff. I have a travel page and this page on True Exclusive where I have all my interviews and concerts. And, I'll support you in whatever you do if you let me know. Let's connect. And it's been a good, fun 6 weeks, but I'm ready to take a nap. Love you guys. Peace.